A lot of times when I say good morning and someone says, how are you? And often I don't feel like saying fine or good or normal. And I say, grateful. I'm grateful. And I am grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for living with hope in a free nation. I'm grateful for living in the heart of upstate New York. That means a lot to me. I'm grateful for being employed by a fine institution with deep historic roots. I'm grateful for my coworkers and people I associate with on the job, especially those who enabled me to give this presentation today, Ellen Johnson, and most of all, my mentor and my role model, JB. JB had enough confidence in me to allow me to speak about whatever I wanted to speak about. So being that today is a celebration, immediately came to my mind the lighter side of celebration. Because we know sometimes celebrations get carried away a little bit. So I made a little poem for you. I call it Celebrating in the Park, all day long until it's dark. No better way to have some fun than celebrate the food is done. For this we waited all day long. Now celebrate with dance and song. Some start to clap, some start to sing, some boogaloo, some shing-a-ling. Get on the good foot, let the freedom bell ring. We have the mindset and the mood to concentrate on eating food. We fill our plate, find a seat. We like extra meat. Say a grace, short and sweet. Thank you, God, time to eat. Ham hocks, rice and pinto beans, chicken ribs and collard greens, grits and gravy, catfish stew, smoked neck bone, how do you do? Cornbread, head cheese, pig toe too. Every year about this time, something has to happen. Queenie jumped on Dougie, then they started scrapping. Dougie the dog was under attack. Queenie the cat launched sneak attack. From behind, jumped on his back. A scratch to the nose and a bite to the neck sent Dougie off yelping with the Doppler effect. Dougie has issues, don't know when to halt. Queenie had to touch him up, it was Dougie's fault. Dougie's very smart, pretending to be slow, pretending to be lost, and don't know where to go. Half the time he's feeling fine, pretending to be sick. To get some food and sympathy, Dougie thinks he's slick. He's known around the neighborhood as I would help you if I could. When caught up in disaster, he acts like you're his master. If ever you're in danger, he acts like you're a stranger. Dougie's pinching Queenie's food, always stealing and a bumming. Queenie got busy on him, Dougie had it coming. More drama will come, not if but when. Screaming and shouting, she's at it again. Jammin the boo is out of control. All she really cares about is makeup and gold. Fights like a man, 2 years old. She's throwing a fit and smashing her toys because she can't go fishing with the teenage boys. She's out of control and running wild. She's not a good little girl. She's a bad little child. Starts her madness at the break of day. Think, be smart, stay far away. She likes hammers and nails and super glue too. She likes smashing things. She's jamming the boo. Jamming and a popping and there ain't no stopping. She's hard on her pets with no regrets. Why would she muffle her kitten's purr? Is it missing some whiskers or missing some fur? 2 cracked ribs, her baby goat. Belly up, her goldfish float. Her puppy's tail is very sore. Her parakeet, it flies no more. Limping around like it'd been in a war. Took her wheels out for a ride, Her pets throw a party when she goes outside. Terrified children run inside. Laugh till she cried. She laughed till she cried when her goldfish died. Requests for food repeatedly denied. She's out of control and running wild. She's not a good little girl. She's a bad little child. What next might she do? Tear down the old and smash up the new. She likes smashing things. She's jamming the boo. Jamming and a popping, and there ain't no stopping. She can't go riding just for fun. She always gotta chase someone. Chases anyone she can. Girl, boy, woman, man. She thinks she's a cop patrolling the block. No Glock, just rock. In her smock, 3 locks in a sock. Quick with brick. 2 years old and comes in late. Thinks she's not too young to date. When you think she's fast asleep, that is when she starts to creep. Don't fall asleep around her. There is no way to bound her. It's all illegal. What's the use? To hog-tie her is child abuse. Fearless is her middle name. Battle is her claim to fame. She's undefeated and proud to say, all her battles end this way. Turkey slap, power slap, one hand choke, headbutt, nose bite, eyeball poke, neck punch, ear bite, head bite too, drop kick, sleeper hold, done with you. What's my name? Jammin the Boo. Have you heard the latest? I am the greatest. She's fearless, daring, courageous, and bold. Not quite your average 2-year-old. Later in the evening when the sun goes down, we gotta make a move, so we roll across town to the cave of Uncle Junior, where we really throw down. Not man cave, cave. Half a city block, chiseled with precision out of solid rock. Very spacious, swimming pool, 7-bedroom, 12-car garage, rose garden well groomed. It's got a red picket fence with a gold-plated gate. Got a loan from the city and a grant from the state. He's taking flying lessons and he's building a rocket. His cash is stashed, has very deep pockets. He gives to the poor and all in need. A devout family man, role model indeed, Uncle Junior J. Johnson. Nickname, Chisel. The story is told while working in the cold, Chisel struck gold on a Merry Christmas Day. To him, work is play. Nobody knows how he got this way. He's the fastest man around, and soon one day, he'll break the speed of sound. He finished out his castle with a little zoning hassle, but this is where he stayed, and he's still getting paid. The clave is in the cave. It's the man cave in the cave. The clave is a rave, hip-hopping, diddy-bopping, it's rocking non-stopping, it's popping, it's cool. Bar and grill, live music, and an inside pool. The clave is really hot. It took an awful lot of brainstorm planning and creative thought. PlayStation, splat ball, game rooms abound. Wherever you go, lights follow you around. Rainbow lights, automatic at night. They go down low. Still rainbow glow. Silent night starts playing. Y'all know what I'm saying? Exotic birds and plants everywhere you look. Full-time staff, overtime cook. IMAX theater, kick up your feet. Surround sound system, air cushioned seats. Open and closed ceiling for a cool summer breeze. Picasso paintings, Japanese trees. Marble statue of Chisel is the talk of the town. 2 thumbs up and 4 gold crowns. Every holiday and the 2nd of May, we celebrate. Mark the date, don't be late. Mad yum yummy for your glad tummy. Fine wine and cheese, and if you please, gourmet treats, imported sweets, sugar and spice, champagne on ice, hors d'oeuvres and appetizers, braised and tart, incredible edibles, culinary art, Dom Perignon, filet mignon, thick and lean, French cuisine, lobster linguine, king crab fettuccine, sweet neck bone from parts unknown. Good for the mood, good for the mind. Caveman food, hard to find. The clave is where it happens. Every time it's the same. Running talk, gin, rummy, and a blackjack game. Everybody's welcome. No one is rejected. We all know the rules. We know what's expected. Don't drink too much. Don't get too loud. No IOUs, no weapons allowed. We're not going to brag. We're not going to boast. We want a classy celebration. Want to make a few toasts. We start with Chisel. He is the host. A toast to the most, from coast to coast. That household name with global fame. We all recall his incredible deeds, sensational acts, and astonishing speed. Embarrassed the Flash in a 7-mile dash. That was the day on the 2nd of May. After the wedding, still wearing his spats, skipped the reception and broke Minnesota fats. Then dashed with Flash, still wearing his spats, melted the salt on the Bonneville Flats. What didn't melt was burning and smoking. First time on the flats, the sound barrier was broken. Flash cried rematch. The situation got tense. Flash lost again. Hasn't been right since. Junior did only what he needed to do. Could have run much faster, but he didn't have to. Remember, they thought they had Junior caught? He sold Spider-Man's suit, Superman's cape, and Batman's boots. He was in the process of retaining F. Lee when the world's most famous took his case for free. Bisel Dizzle told the judge and jury, speaking boldly and surely, releasing his fury. These charges are bogus and totally fiction to facilitate a race for a quick conviction. They violate my client's constitutional rights. They're trumped up, false, we're going to fight. The prosecution failed to prove their case. The district attorney's on a wild goose chase. It's not a prima facie and my client not knowing. Here's a legal deposition, what the facts are showing. There is no school to teach the rule, legalities of possession. But we all know that a quid pro quo often leads us in the right direction. Never grieve the founding fathers. They laid a great foundation to guarantee that liberty breathes life into this nation. If judicial jurisdiction is the practical rule and due process litigation is the tactical tool, then blind justice always champions the irrational fool. The jury was elated hearing what they had heard, moved by what was stated with impassionate words. The judge is not impressed. The judge is getting stressed. This trial's a legal mess. A juror starts to doze. A mistrial this could pose. The tension grows and grows. Smoke is pouring out his nose. Enraged by what he hears, steam is whistling out his ears. Old Judge Sludge, strange to say the least, and guarded by his beast. Untied by his side is his Great Dane Bane. Never a muzzle, never a chain. Born out west with little tiny feet, sports a bulletproof vest, packs 9mm heat. He squints with just one open eye and stares at Bisel, my oh my. He knows it's time to make a play, a few choice words he has to say. We know who you are, a living legend surely, but you can't get away with double talking the jury. I don't know what you're up to, or if a game you're playing. Please break it down in simple terms and tell us what you're saying. Bisel shrugged, rolled his eyes, then he caught all by surprise. Just because he sold them does not prove he stole them. He said they were found right there on the ground. There's no violation to the ruling, which is what Mr. Johnson found are rightfully his. I recall the landmark ruling, Tiny Tim and Timmy Tot, a ruling made outside the court, a people's rule we got. Formally accepted, normally respected, now and ever shall it stand, remains the standard of the land. The jury clearly understands. They agree and nod their head. And speaking all together, this is what they said. Losers, weepers, finders, keepers. The judge looked at the jury, expressing his fury, looked at the DA in a bone-chilling way, then sighed and replied, I'm forced to suggest and hereby request the malicious prosecution of Mr. Johnson be stopped and in the interest of justice, all charges be dropped. The courtroom erupted as people started cheering and spreading the news at the end of the hearing. The news traveled quickly all across the nation, turning passive demonstrations into massive celebrations. From the Loop to Times Square, great funk filled the air. The boogaloo and the bump broke out everywhere. They danced the Watusi, the fly and the jerk, the funky four corners just beginning to work. Popcorn in Atlanta, in Boston the twist, mashed potatoes in Philly, never like this. Then the funky Broadway till the end of the day. At night they stopped talking and started camel walking. Block parties sprang up, dotting the earth. They rocked in China for all that it's worth. In Moscow and London, they danced in the street, blasting soul music, some old funky beat. They were grateful and hopeful in heart and in mind as the funk went global, touching all mankind. Downtown Tokyo, the rich and the poor got together and popped like never before. The Himalaya mountains, you know what was found, the abominable snowman boogieing down. Parties kept breaking out inside the home, then spilled outside in Paris and Rome. In Africa, the motherland, there was no bunk. The home birthplace and origin of universal, historic, and natural funk. Raining in Zimbabwe, through the mist and the fog, they made a new dance called Walking the Dog. Ignoring the rain, defying the mist, made another new dance called the Afro Twist. In Kinshasa, they jammed. The robot was slammed. They killed it all day. Then heard to say, we don't need talking and we don't need light. Then started moonwalking on into the night. At the break of day, 20 miles away, was a whole lot of strife. A rumble in the jungle and a fight for life. Away runs a lion, the king of beasts, beaten so badly he's almost deceased. Bruised and battered and dripping blood too, and hot on his tail was Jammin to boot. She's out of control, running wild. She's not a good little girl. She's a bad little child, jamming and a popping, and there ain't no stopping. The news kept spreading, heading everywhere fast. It reached the Caribbeans and the islands at last. They all partied down, still having a blast. Rochester, New York, cool, classy folk. They too got busy and went for broke. They backed up traffic, causing people to stare. Things got worse. They didn't care. They kept cutting up till pleaded the mayor, are you finished getting down in the center of town? It's not East and Winton. You're blocking Maine and Clinton. You got on the good foot. You spoke with your feet. People got to get to work. Y'all please clear the street. Back in the court, the judge and cohorts committed no tort. The beleaguered DA was eager to say the trial was unfair. No comment from Bisel, he vanished in air. Chisel said he's glad he won. said his madcap days are done. All that's true, but I don't know how. All I know, he's a changed man now. We toast to our health, we toast to our wealth, we toast to our fame, we toast to our game. We toast to our luck, we toast to Donald Duck. A half an hour later, there is no doubt, we won't stop toasting till our vitals give out. Heart, lungs, and kidneys, still working good, keep on toasting and knock on wood. Last toast to Cousin Gus. What happened to him could happen to us. He was lucky with money and his four-leaf clover. Unlucky for him, those days are over. It's true, he's through. Nothing no one can do. He's finished, he's done. He's now on the run. Just got out of court for back child support. We forgot Obama. How could we forget a White House resident? Tall, dark, and handsome, two-term president. Intelligent, articulate, compassionate, and fair. Went down in history with Obamacare. Last toast to Obama. Y'all keep it down, don't wake up mama. Mama's going on 90, still muscular and tiny. 5 feet tall, weighs 95 pounds. Has spring in her leap, gets well off the ground. Good looks and charm have left her not, but she's no longer hot to trot. She's saved and sanctified, and she don't play around. With hands or feet, she could knock a man down. Junior dropped the bottle, a glass and a cup. Made just enough noise to wake Mama up. Mama is gifted, stealth as a gnat, sees like an eagle, and hears like a bat. In 10 seconds flat, she's down the stairs. With a smile and a wink, she stands right there. Good morning, boys. I see you having fun. Just turn off the light and clean up when you're done. A little bit of whiskey, a little bit of gin. Makes a whole lot of trouble, ain't nothing but sin. The next time you come, think what can I bring? Junior and his pipe don't like that thing. Junior and his pipe? I thought he changed. Mama looked at Junior, glanced at twitching Turk. With a smile and a wink, she's ready to work. That's not what you want. Know what you need? Follow your spirit man. Follow his lead. It all begins with what you believe, and it never ends with what you receive. Before I was changed, it was all about me. When I believed the truth, it made me free. Free to love, free to forgive, free to give, and free to live. Living the truth is such a delight. Being loved and forgiven, now that's all right. Living with hope in the freest of nations, the abundance, the overflow, free gift of salvation. On his promises we stand. Have faith, trust him, put it all in his hand. We can go slow and win this race because of his power, mercy, and grace. There is nothing he can't do. His pleasure is to prosper you. He'll bless your soul. He'll take you through. He'll make you whole. He'll make you new. Have faith. Trust him. Dreams do come true. We felt relieved as we listened to Mama. We believed and received without any drama. A couple more things she had to say. Let me clarify, if I may. Drinking is not a sin per se. It's worse to be lazy. But don't drink all day and start acting crazy. Only one man ever passed inspection. We all have character imperfections, personality flaws. We make mistakes. He loves to forgive for his name's sake, brings his word to pass, whatever it takes. He wants to perform his word in you. You already know what he wants you to do. Forgive your sister, forgive your brother. Believe what is written and love one another. You boys go on and have your fun. Just turn off the light and clean up when you're done. These last things I have to say, you know who loves you and you know the way. The next time you pray, don't pray just for you. Say a little prayer for Jammin the Boo. Good night, boys. Thank you. God loves you.
Yeah.